I was kindly sent this huge box of greeblies by a subscriber of the channel, the Wolflag. Now there's a lot of cool stuff in this box for future projects, and I think enough of what I need to finally have a go at building a sandcrawler. Inspired by a picture by Ian McHugh, it's a futuristic looking Viking-esque land machine. My name is Aaron and you're watching Terrain by Aaron. I need to make a structure for this build and pull out from my pile of models a 135 scale tank kit. I'm looking for the undercarriage from this kit simply because it's going to be quicker than me trying to scratch build it. And here is said bit. I just need to trim off the parts where the wheels would go onto. Once that's all nice and tidy, I grab another bit from the kit and work out how I can give this build some kind of elevation. This piece will fit nicely, I just need to do some more trimming. I kept trimming until I'm happy with how it sits, mark off the excess and cut that away. Once it's cut down, I work out which piece will fit better. At this stage of the build, I'm not worried about gaps or holes, as the plasticard will cover all my sins and mistakes. I break out some 2mm plasticard or styrene, cut it into shape for the floor. To stick the floor into place, I use Tamiya extra thin cement. Now this stuff gently melts the plastic edges to create a strong bond for the plastic. You can see I've cut a couple of square-like shapes from plasticard to seal or cover the gap at the front of the build. It looks odd at the moment, but when building you have to just trust yourself and just go for it. Now eagle-eyed viewers will notice I'm using super glue for some of this build. This is simply because this, once used with the activator spray, will set instantly. The Tamiya glue takes a little longer to set. I've cut down some card to use as a template, as I want my next piece to have a slight curve on it. Making a template first will help me work out what size I need to cut my 0.5mm plasticard. Like everything in this world, plasticard sheets are not cheap anymore, so the less I waste, the better. And you can see I'm just holding up two pieces of different size plasticard so you can see the size difference. The 0.5mm stuff is great for making curves and, you know, just that little sort of elevation pieces that you need sometimes on builds. I'm just double checking I have the correct size before I'm going to slowly bend it into shape. Now I could use a heat gun, but I don't have one simply because I don't trust myself with one. So I do the safe way, for me, by slowly bending this thin piece of plastic until I have the correct amount of curve on it. I use the Tamiya glue to glue it onto the plastic and then sit with it for a good 10 minutes like that until it's firmly in place. Now I'll spare you that and cut to the next shot. I'm really pleased how this came out. I now need to cap the top with more plasticard to give it a little bit more strength. Here's hoping I got the measurements right, and yep, that'll do. It's slightly over, but I can trim down those edges. Now that is complete, it's on to the side wings. Again, using offcuts of card, I draw out a template to transfer onto the plasticard. What's that saying? Measure twice, cut once? I did an awful lot of that on this build. I cut out around the template to make 2 wings from the plasticard. And then gently glue them onto my build. I then go around the build adding more pieces of plasticard to slowly build it up. And while I do that, it's subscriber shout out time. This is my way of saying thank you to all my awesome subscribers who leave comments on past videos. So don't be shy, leave a comment or a tip or a trick you have hidden up your sleeve. I reply to all. The more comments I get, the more I get noticed with YouTube, which helps drop my videos into other watchers' feeds. It's a shameless plug, but it's better than saying please like and subscribe to the channel. Oh, damn it. Now this isn't going to be a playable piece, I'm not that clever yet, but I just used one of my miniatures as reference to how high I should have the, well, wall along the sides. Now I still have this piece from earlier and decided I could use it on my build. Since this is going to look like a hybrid boat, I think this works perfectly. And this is why I love kitbashing. Pieces that look useless will always become useful when you least expect it. So now that piece has given me a lot of elevation at the back now, I think that is the main structure built, and it's on 2 greeblies. I noticed a lot of ship parts in the box gifted to me, and these are, well, with a slight modification, will probably fit perfectly on this build. So I get to cut in off parts from the sprues. Now these look like the steam towers from the original boat build, but to me they look like engine exhausts, which I promptly add to either side of my build. While I cut more bits off sprues, it's code word time. If you're leaving a comment, put this code word into your comment so I know you got here before skipping to the glamour shots. And the code word for this video is pin vise. From those sprues I found a lot of railing which will work perfectly for my build, so I slowly attach those onto my ship. I'm lucky that I have this long bit of railing that I can trim down and just add to the sides of my wings. Off camera, I built a tower from plasticard and greebled it up with using bits from the ship. I didn't film any of this because it took over an hour to make, and due to all the small little fiddly bits, all you saw really was my monkey hands. Hopefully I got all my measurements correct, and that tower can now fit into place at the back of my ship. For decking, I'd be silly not to use the decking from the original boat kit. I was going to use bits from my 135 scale tank, but they looked too big, so opened a couple of 172 scale tank kits, and these seemed to be the correct size. I made up the tank turret for the tower and added all the decking to my ship, before placing another tank turret onto that. Then it was pretty much adding more little bits and pieces of greeblies onto my ship. I added some piping so it looked like the exhausts were going somewhere from underneath the ship, and then cut down some more decking to add to mine. To cover any of the gaps or holes that I had in the decking, I just added some more greeblies to make it look like some kind of engine. And now this is the part that is totally out of my comfort zone. I'm going to add a dragon to this build. I wanted it to be totally different to what I've made before. So time to put those big boy pants on and go into the fantasy realm of this build. Because this reminded me of like a ship, and the pirates had used to have the sort of like heads at the front of their ships, I thought put this dragon head on the front to embody the spirit of the vessel, which means I'm going to have to rename this to the Dragon Crawler. And it took a while to get this head off, so let's skip to the next shot. I dumped the body but saved the head, wings and tail. Probably only going to use 2 of those 3 items, so let's get gluing. This meant I had to do a little reconfiguration of the front, and be careful there, sunshine, you're going to cut a finger if you're not careful. For the head to be positioned correctly, I had to take off a little bit of the front end and then reattach what I'd taken off at a slight angle. Then, using lots of super glue, I stuck the head onto the front of the sand crawler, dragon crawler. With the head in place, I then thought, well, I might as well put the wings on, so stuck the wings either side. And with everything in place, it was on the spinny spin wheel, ready to be taken outside for a lick of undercoat. And I was still very dubious at this stage if this looked any good, really, because like I said before, this is totally out of my wheelhouse and I've never made anything like this in my life. So there she is, all primed up with a rattle can of black. And for the paint, well, I'm going bold, gold paint to be precise. Something I've never done before. I'm going to paint this gold just to give it that majestic regal look. I'm going to add some flow improver to the paint because, well, my airbrush isn't that great, but it does the job. And a little bit of flow improver and something else, I have no idea what, but I just add stuff, mix it all together until it's nice and kind of runny down the sides. No, there we go, and get it painted on. So here we go. It's going on. Probably take about 2-3 coats. Once the paint was down, then it was on to all the little detailing of painting the eyes and the veins and that sort of stuff, and then it's on to the glamour shots. So look, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the build. It's totally something that I've never built before, but you know, I'm quite happy with it. Probably do something like this again some other time, but not with a dragon. So next are the glamour shots. All that's left for me to say is thanks very much for your time and watching. Keep scratching that build, everybody.